Mr. Lynch lives away behind ever. Good morning. Es más simple. 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 Simply David. Lynch. It's November 13, 2025, and it's Tuesday in Naples today. I'm sorry, but I had a problem with the shell. I think it crashed after more than 4 years and a half of its use, so I think it's definitively crashed. And now for today I so other 2 3 days from today usually shooting obviously the video with a new tablet since August of last year. This is a new tablet since August last year. As in Naples today in Naples today totally at the moment it seems totally clear sky, yes, and atmosphere in general. It's late morning, 11:38 minutes. 62 and 6 Fahrenheit 17 Celsius, and this means that it's really soft like this in Siberia. Soft is classical Celsius for the water spring period, so it's report for years ago. As because the effect last June 17 is another 4 years. Also effect that we are past the 4 years weather course for the summer. As perhaps from someone follow the mini past summer. I think Bori also fact that if you we enter in Newton now also for Newton there are 4 years with the person. But if you some we enter in Newton now also for Newton. Some weeks ago we enter in Newton, so in fact now also for Newton there are 4 years with the person. So as perhaps someone non remember think on Bori and poi faccio io suppose di I'm sure that you remember think so it's my purpose fact that you should watch me it's better no perhaps paradox you to for me I didn't nessuno non dico la verità also for the winter spring and summer fact for the winter as you said difficult for the spring and second energy stuff for summer energy hot se sono in genere for the seasons the periods classic adjective and as I got in English that is for me was nothing was anything absolutely incomplete surely for this opinion for incomplete and considering 2 reasons. The first reason consists in passage from the summer to the autumn. Second reason, most important, consists in last definitive change of temperature in Greece after preparing last 6-7 weeks, through which now the air completely changed and it's completely dependent, if not pleased, really good. Yes, with the air means and with the air I mean the same temperature in Greece, so the sum of these things makes the condition situation completely repeat, if not pleased, and surely good, but what is that is for me, most for people. For it, I think not was feel cold, for I think of yes or no, this depends on them, however, in general, for me was good. And let's also say that in last 10 days, so slightly cold, obviously, it's the half party, we're going to 12 November, also to December, so it's normally sitting, but from a certain point Stia, the matter scattered in atmosphere I think I can say something is just in photo from the visits really good artisticity is fucking briefly as a machine on this one. This afternoon pratica in 20 minutes. Yes, I think at the time probably not so if for this I repeat this just before 6.6 Fahrenheit 17 Celsius. Mi prende questa atmosfera, ci vedi. Today, yeah. Was beautiful. Yes, and even if it's not completely visible because it's behind the balances where now I'll see the things for later when it came out. And the first thing is that now I'll sing for the same a fragment from the classical Napoleon song Sole Mio, because of this thing it's became a bit of a mind reading last summer. As if someone knows follow the meaning during last summer, with I think body. So amato solo, più belle, solo mia, s'affronta te, solo mia, s'affronta te, sì, s'affronta mia, s'affronta te. Ah, yes, chef. Also, the main bit, this is, if it's visible, now see the second thing is that the fact that surely is a shine, is a sun, in general, is a shine, come out, will be not a beautiful, sublime, is a shine, in sense. And the thing is the fact that on a day, a beautiful day like this is possible to kiss a shine, so kiss it, or yes, until now, considering the period, change of hours of 19 days ago, last Saturday of October, so an hour before, so that we are going to do from now let them sun sky for other 5 hours, and yes, yes, 5 hours, more or less in comparison about the manufacturing, a completely different schedule. Well, so se from San Mio Vino, da cortina, quel sweat, because you understand what's in the other room, the cortina are always sweat, including and this is the third curtain. The only difference is the color of the flowers, and in fact the color of the second, previous was yellow gold, the color of the first one was pink, and this is not pink once again. Like the first one is similar, very really close. I don't know in fact can really notice well from this shot. Non know se can notice well also from this shot. I think of yes. It's because but however, as in the room so from the mythical window, the new white curtain with the green flowers, long flowers mixed between the plants. Yes, and since last November 1, it was marking also the birthday of the first, not the, sorry, the previous curtain, beautiful grey curtain with beautiful painted green branches. Yes, and I also uploaded a short video which is a report goodbye to in fact a beautiful, grey curtain with beautiful painted branches. But Japanese thing, perhaps they say the words I wrote in one of my comments under the video, Japanese thing. Yes. However, now I see or however from this other shot, it's a classical shot similar to the shot I filmed in the past for the Grey Curtain, and it is also a shot related to this effect, so that both when there is the green on the shoot and also when there is, but more when there is because FX image, I see render little speech of sense that in fact I really used it for the Grey Curtain, and now I'll use it also once again for the Grey Curtain, that is this, but also and always better video for me, its entirety, in this shot, anzi non si vede, shot. Si ricarda conosciuto su not visible so se che si possono vedere similmente specie senza foglie cortine repeat once again si dice ma also and always better music for me it's indeed a shot anzi quanti me shot and finally randomly di qualche Jackson 40 PG 635 also is me shot Va, questo mondo piccolo, facendo di qualsiasi la critica dove sono un buon sistema. Su myself, sono schifo. And finally, I hope you will get breakfast. It's, in general, no, it's in general, even if no, not at all. Also for my else, no, for my else surely not because it's slightly late, if not early. In fact, when I say late, I mean for my else, the bullying party is very from 3 tu se stato mi fa cambiare questa finta ne si vede questa attività finta nella parte invertita sul destra senza i finché 3 regole sembrano 3 su straccio guarda ripeta guarda di close una serie di regole when if repeat no Susie is slightly close late or somewhere else but hey usually slightly late if not early they are just only obvious in code 11:38 minutes But, l'importante è che si ambiti attenzione also dei fortunati a milioni. Da, we always see. E che fa si sono mosse single floor? Absolutely. And as you know, since many months, less than almost 1 year, should be time period. I also saw going to this English effect of this Friday, but this should be time period. And when that's But però mi sono detto quanta ma sono io in Italia check better se tu busy date just started to see all these things and for example in short busy it's a joke because we're talking about most one but insomma also in short most of the biscuits remember for come so the biscuits and yes I think at one mess met best types biscuits chocolate chip cookies and other chips with the chocolate chip and chocolate chips or chips chocolate if I'm not mistaken questo fatto di biscuits mi si sì grande in particolare, la tua sarebbe userata nella risa, la first one, si può ottenere il 4, non shot, non è che si trova a fuse, adesso su che gioco ti fa che sulla una shot rapidamente video, una shot, if, set, if last 10, 11, at 1 year, so si chiede allo sotto conto, sulle bellissime da Mario, se non ne tam 50 più, there was one as quick to finish another once because we brought it. Once again, the most think it is 78 days, sono sì che allo sotto conto, sono sì che ci abitano pilo, sono io da 50 su, so I patterns at rate once again, milk, so good news. Quindi se uso per fare cose breakfast, so se abbiamo se spiro in particolare, me la bombata. Sono sì che se la stipiro e se gioco poi se, vedo che basta most one year, Toby se mi riferisco to first time so that video, since we also consider tool Nicholas breakfast was always a mega bomb. Second thing is about to see that's fucking if the army is just a Conad anzi, adesso mi sa che un peso position. Cosa? Avesse preso position for me pam. Anzi, adesso fa così. Altro come da me più. Because era really super bah. Adesso tomorrow suppose for time, fa non tomorrow to le per me, well sì. Repeat even if it's not visible, I'll see the last thing for later better repeat two things fact later when it came out better repeat two things fact surely this session will be a sublime session in a sense and also that fact ma beautiful like this possible to kiss it this session so kiss it once again